My dear brothers and sisters, friends in Christ, God has been so generous to us in Christ Jesus. And so I want to talk to you briefly about Generosity Week. It'll come up in the autumn and it'll come round very quickly. So what I'm about to do is write to archdeacons and area deans, and they will be in touch with you in each of the deaneries to think about how we might prepare for the autumn Generosity Week. Those of you who have already tried it out, and Generosity Week is quite well established across the diocese now. Those of you will know that it gives a wonderful opportunity, great resources provided by the National Church, lots of material for sermons and services and opportunities to share the call of Jesus, to share what we have out of God's gift in creation and redemption for the work of ministry. It strikes me that in other parts of life, organisations prepare well in advance of key moments in their work. Think of shops and Christmas. Some of the great retail chains no sooner have the New Year sales finished than they're thinking about the summer and then Christmas. I want us to be really well organised and anticipate well in advance this week, Generosity Week, end of September, beginning of October. In the letter that you will receive in due course, there'll be a link to all the materials that the National Giving Team make available to us. May I commend them to you. We have so much we want to be and to do in this diocese. I believe we are a rejuvenating community, centred in Jesus Christ, seeking the kingdom and longing to be disciples and to make disciples in his name. All of this needs financial commitment from those who are already Christians. And I do know, because I feel it myself, that we are in a time of life where the cost of living has gone up, and to give in Christian ways really does involve sacrifice. But this is Easter, and in the light of Easter, what would we hold back from a God like this? A God who raises the dead, a God who gives us Jesus and then raises him to life, vindicating all he stood for. When St. Paul was encouraging the Christians in Corinth to give more sacrificially, he reminded them of another Christian community in Macedonia, a poor Christian community who still gave so generously. And he, as he wrote to them, he reminded them of Jesus, who, though he was rich, became poor, that through his poverty might make us rich. You see it there, the wonderful exchange. God giving himself to us, that we might give all that we are, our lives, our love, our money, our time, our talents, to him in thankful praise, not in guilt, not because we've been pushed to it, but because we've sensed and tasted his goodness and generosity to us. So, my brothers and sisters, I commend to you Chris Parker's work, the work of our Generosity team. I commend to you Generosity Week. Would you prepare well for it? All the material will be ready to go, ready for you to adapt for local use. Last thing, I think in our English culture, there are often two things that we avoid in polite company: religion and politics. I think there may be a third: money. In church, we have been strangely reticent, reluctant to speak about money. So I want to be most direct. The Christian community in the Diocese of Portsmouth longs to rejuvenate and to bring many to faith in Jesus, to seek God's kingdom, to do his work and to share in the work of ministry with Jesus himself. All of this requires money. yours and mine. Remember, everything we have, our breath, our life, our speech, our gifts, our talent, all of this is from God. And for a Christian, to give any of that is to give what truly belongs to Christ in the first place. So my brothers and sisters, prepare well for Generosity Week. And then when it comes to it, and perhaps even before it, give generously from God's good gift to you.